They say you can't outrun your past, but I spent 4 years trying. 4 years building a new life, a new identity, a new version of myself that didn't flinch at loud voices or apologize for breathing. 4 years since the divorce that nearly destroyed me. I thought I was safe. I thought the restraining order, the therapy sessions, the support groups, and the 200 miles between us were enough. I was wrong. That Tuesday night started like any other. Glass of wine, comfort TV, my cat curled up beside me. The universe has a twisted sense of humor. It lets you get comfortable right before it pulls the rug out. When I heard the pounding at 11:47 p.m., every muscle in my body remembered what it felt like to be small, to be prey. But nothing could have prepared me for who was standing on my porch or what they were about to tell me. The pounding shook my windows. Not a polite knock. This was rage given physical form. My wine glass trembled on the table, creating ripples that looked like tiny earthquakes. Open THIS door. That voice, I knew it in my bones, in my nervous system, in every scar it had left on my psyche. Marcus, the man I'd spent 7 years married to and 4 years escaping from. My hands found my phone, fingers automatically dialing 911. My therapist's words echoed. You owe him nothing, not even acknowledgement. The restraining order was still active. He wasn't supposed to be within 500 feet of me. But then I heard something that made my finger freeze over the call button. Between the angry shouts, I heard something raw and broken. Something I'd never heard from him in 11 years of knowing him. He was crying, really crying. Not manipulation, this was the sound of someone shattering. Please, his voice cracked like breaking glass. Emma, please, I know I don't deserve anything from you. I know what I did, but please, just open the door. My hand was on the deadbolt before my brain caught up. Every warning bell screamed at me. This is how it starts. This is how they get back in. One moment of weakness, one act of kindness, and you're back in the trap. But then he said it. It's about Lily. She's missing. Lily, my daughter, my entire world. The 14-year-old who lived with me full-time because the court finally saw through his act. The kid who made every horrible year of that marriage worth surviving. My daughter was missing, and my ex-husband, the man I'd learned to hate for my own survival, was falling apart on my doorstep. I moved to the peephole, my heart hammering so hard I thought it might break through my ribs. What I saw through that peephole rewired my understanding of reality. The person on my porch was wearing Marcus's suit. I recognized that charcoal gray jacket from our marriage, the one he wore to important meetings. But underneath was a burgundy blouse with delicate lace at the collar. Their hair, always kept military short during our marriage, now touched their shoulders in soft waves. And their face, mascara ran down their cheeks in black rivers. My hand turned the deadbolt on instinct. The door swung open. Up close, it was even more surreal. Burgundy nail polish, subtle eyeshadow smudged from crying, the wrong person wearing the right face. Emma, they whispered, voice higher and softer than I remembered. I know you hate me. I know you should slam this door in my face. But Lily ran away 3 hours ago, and I think it's my fault. I think she found out about me. I let them inside, not because I forgave anything, but because Lily was missing. I stood by the door, arms crossed, every muscle ready to fight or run. Start talking. What happened to Lily? And what do you mean found out? They collapsed onto my couch, looking smaller than I'd ever seen them. When they looked up, I saw something I'd never witnessed in all our years together, complete honesty. My name is Michelle now, they said quietly. I've been transitioning for 2 years, living as myself. Lily didn't know. I didn't know how to tell her. The room tilted. 7 years of marriage. 7 years of being told I wasn't good enough, pretty enough, feminine enough. 7 years of being compared to every woman Marcus found more attractive. And all along, they were fighting their own war with identity. It didn't excuse anything, but it explained everything. During our marriage, I couldn't finish the sentence. My mind was reeling through every fight, every cruel word, every time Marcus had made me feel worthless. I was hating myself, Michelle said, tears flowing freely now. Taking it out on you, trying to prove to myself and everyone else that I was a real man. Emma, I was terrible to you. I made your life miserable because I couldn't face my own truth. They pulled out their phone, showing me a text from Lily. Is this why you and Mom got divorced? Is this why you were always so mean to her? Because you were lying about everything. She found my medication, my estrogen. She asked what it was for, and I panicked. I told her the truth. She looked at me like I was a stranger and ran. I've been searching for 3 hours. I grabbed my jacket. I know where she is. Washington Park at midnight was ghostly. Empty swings swayed in the cold wind, chains creaking like something from a horror movie. The old playground where I used to take Lily when she was small, before everything fell apart. There, Michelle pointed. Lily sat on a swing, barely moving, her phone screen illuminating her tear-stained face. She looked so young, so vulnerable. My baby girl, lost in a world that suddenly made no sense to her. Lily, I called softly. She looked up. Relief flooded her face when she saw me, but that relief turned to confusion when Michelle appeared behind me. Mom, her voice was small, frightened. What is Dad doing here, and why is he dressed like that? I walked slowly toward her, my own heart breaking for her confusion. Baby, listen to me. We need to talk, all of us, about some things that should have been explained a long time ago. We sat on those swings until 2 a.m., 3 broken people trying to piece together something that made sense. Michelle told Lily everything. About the years of hiding, the depression, the self-hatred that poisoned everything they touched. About finally accepting who they really were, starting therapy, beginning hormone replacement. About becoming the person they were meant to be. Lily listened, sometimes crying, sometimes angry. Did you ever really love Mom? She asked. Michelle looked at me with genuine remorse. I loved your mom as much as someone can love while hating themselves, which means I failed her completely. Emma deserved so much better. It was the first real apology I'd ever received from them. Are you going to be happier now? Lily asked. Now that you're being yourself. I already am, Michelle said. For the first time in my life, I can breathe. Lily was quiet. Then, can I think about all of this? Take all the time you need. Life doesn't fix itself overnight. It's messy and complicated and full of setbacks. Lily calls MP now my parent. Her own solution, a bridge between past and present. Some days are harder than others. Some days she slips and says, Dad, and they both laugh it off, and sometimes she cries about it later. And I aren't friends. We'll never be friends. The scars run too deep, but we're better co-parents now than we ever were as spouses. Has apologized more times than I can count. I haven't forgiven everything, but I understand more. Last week, Lily gave a necklace, a small M pendant. For, she said, and for Mom, you're both the M's in my life. I watched them hug, and for the first time in years, I didn't feel anger. I felt something more complicated, compassion mixed with grief for all the wasted years. The person who showed up screaming at my door that night wasn't the monster I remembered. They were a woman who'd been trapped for so long they'd forgotten how to be human. They were crying for help, from me, from Lily, from themselves. In the wreckage of our broken family, we're building something new. Not perfect, not even close, but real. Lily is in therapy, working through her feelings. So is Michelle. And honestly, so am I, because healing isn't a straight line. It's messy and complicated, and sometimes you have to sit on swings at 2 a.m. and figure out how to move forward. The night Michelle showed up at my door, I thought my worst nightmare had returned. Instead, the truth set us all free. Sometimes the people who hurt us most are hurting even more than we know. That doesn't erase what they did, but it makes them human. This story isn't about forgiveness, at least not the kind that erases the past. It's about understanding that hurt people, and that healing is possible even when relationships can't be restored. I learned that you can hold 2 truths at once. Michelle hurt me deeply, and they were suffering in ways I couldn't see. My pain was valid. Their struggle was real. Both can be true. I learned that children are more resilient and compassionate than we give them credit for. Lily is navigating an impossible situation with more grace than most adults could manage. Most importantly, I learned that the truth, no matter how complicated, is always better than a comfortable lie. Michelle living authentically means Lily gets to have a parent who's finally whole. It means I can finally close a chapter without wondering, what if? Sometimes the help someone needs looks like chaos at your door at midnight, and sometimes answering that door changes everything.